This whole thing is a lot more complicated.
Completely overwhelming. Only one guest advanced negotiation. Did you negotiate? Epic mansion. We finally found one. Good morning. Today I woke up feeling super bittersweet because I've been living in this place for like 6 months now and it's started to feel very much like home. I haven't reached that point of expat life where you just you're not really possessive over things, or you don't really have strong ties and attachments. I'm still very attached to the places that I live, especially a beautiful place like this. I'm definitely gonna miss these epic views of the pool every morning and the beautiful days, but I think something is calling. The island of Bali has something more in store for us for October and maybe even beyond that. So we'll see how it goes.
This whole thing is a lot more complicated because I don't have a computer. I only have a cell phone at the moment. So I'm here on Facebook feverishly looking at villas. This is how you find things. You don't know though if anything's actually available or what it looks like, so you really have to go and look. As you can see, my WhatsApp is literally blowing up with people messaging me all these different options. It's crazy. Look at this. Oh my gosh.
So as I've abruptly learned, the owners of the villa that I live in right now, Villa Mia, are returning to Bali and they want their house back. So Tina and I are gonna go now and try and check out some more villas. We've actually already started this process and it is completely overwhelming. You end up looking at maybe 5-10 villas a day. If you can find a good agent who'll show you that many, and you're looking at countless villas on Facebook, WhatsApp, etc. It can be very overwhelming. I feel like they all eventually start to look, unfortunately, like the same. I think this is gonna be, if we can figure this out between me and Tina and all the local staff here, this is gonna be the negotiation. It's gonna be great. The thing about this is supply and demand. There's a very, very high chance that this villa will remain, if not completely, mostly empty for the month of October. The question is, do they want to take some money and make some money, or would they rather it just, take their chances and get like a weeknight booking or weekend booking at full price? We'll see how this goes. You guys liking your chillin'?
I don't like it, but I love it.
With some refreshment.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Facial aqua.
Mr. Villa Manager, sir, what's your name?
Harsana.
When was the last time somebody was here?
On 2nd of September for 12 nights.
Only 12 nights. Nobody doing a monthly stay here. So since April, how many guests have been here?
Only the guest.
Only one guest since April for 12 nights. So since April, they've booked this place literally 12 nights in 6 months. That's really sad. Some shady things are going on here, actually. We saw a property earlier today. We're talking to a couple different agents. The direct manager is giving us a price lower than the agent's giving us. This is another advanced negotiation. If you have the direct contact of the villa manager and you get a price from an agent, you know for sure that you can get a better price than that, because this price for the agent includes typically a 5 to 15% commission depending upon things. So we know now the upper ceiling of one of the many villas that we just saw, and the upper ceiling, thankfully, is well within a reasonable price. So this could make it a very viable option. If you're actually using the agent and they're actually helping you, then no, you wouldn't do that. And it's just, that's unethical. But in this case, we found this property on our own and the agent happened to find it after we were even standing inside the property. That's something to consider as one of the many negotiation techniques that you can do. And this brings me to my very first tip about how to find a villa here in Bali, is find a trustworthy agent. There's so much confusion, somewhere between confusion and downright scam, that it's very overwhelming. It can be sometimes unprofessional. So definitely look for and find trustworthy agents. I'm gonna link to several of the agents that I've worked with here below. We've got the best agent in Bali, Tina, helping us out to find the perfect villa. If you're watching this video right now, parts of this video were actually filmed quite a bit ago, but right now, borders to Bali and Indonesia in general are opening, and a lot of people are moving here and they're planning to live here for a long time. So whereas there's normally traditional nightly demand on villas, now we have monthly and yearly demand, very much increasing compared to the beginning, where when I found Villa Mia originally, I literally only looked at one villa and I found the perfect villa. Today we've already looked at like 40 villas. It's really a lot. The second tip I would say is start your search early. You can start looking on Facebook groups, we'll link some below, and you can start reaching out to villa agents even before you arrive here in Bali. If you want to find and get the most options, start early and always have at least 3 or 4 different viable options, because chances are if you like it, someone else does as well. Most important tip, always negotiate. All these prices, guys, are whack. This is not the real price. Definitely not the real price. I've managed to get on average 30 to 75% off every single villa that I've lived in here. And that's part of the reason probably why it takes me so long to find a villa, but when we do, we lock those things in for a very long time and you save a lot of money. Did you negotiate? They'll negotiate next time. But seriously, the first villa I lived in, Villa Mia, which I'm moving out of right now, gradually dropped in price over 40% with continuous negotiation living there. And Canggu is kind of booming right now, so it's very difficult to negotiate, which brings me to another tip that you could do, which is, if you can afford it, pay more upfront. This is a way that you can lock in today's price and avoid the problem that I'm in right now, which is I need to find a new villa in basically 2 days. If you pay a little bit more upfront, you can get a much better nightly rate, especially if you love the place. It's one way to just make sure that you'll always have this one. It's 5 in the morning. I've been awake trying to sort out my life and pack up 6 months of living in this villa, which sounds like, okay, well, you're just traveling, you should only have a few things, but I've accumulated some stuff. I really have, actually. I got about this far. I'm gonna try and get like a little bit of sleep before we go and check out 1 or 2 more places, because I feel like we should before we go, right?
A few moments later.
Good morning. Okay, it is about 9:15 a.m. Tina is here,
Yes.
my ever faithful friend. I went to bed about 2 hours ago because I've just been working on this all night and also working on other things all night since we've been working on the villa stuff all day. So I reached out to Villa Sally, which was one of our first choices, just to say, hey guys, you know, we're probably gonna tell you, gonna probably make decisions today. And I get a very concerning message from Villa Sally saying, oh yeah, somebody came yesterday and booked the villa and paid and confirmed already. Now, important part of negotiation tips. When I was negotiating by Facebook Messenger with this villa, they did mention that someone else was looking at the villa. I didn't see that though. I just saw what I wanted to see, which was, this is my villa, I'm gonna have this villa.
You just took confidence without doing some effort.
Yeah.
That's why you lose it. Or maybe because you will get something better.
All right, after looking at like 700 villas, it feels that way. It was probably more like 25, to be honest. I think we finally found one. When I say we found one, we found a few, but this one, the owner has actually accepted our offer and it is at the top of our budget, but it's pretty sick. I can't believe that we'll be living in this epic mansion. It is so freaking huge. It's gonna be quite amazing living here because this is basically a mansion and the entire thing is surrounded by rice fields as far as the eye can see. It's insane.